Are your ad campaigns lighting up the dashboard, but not the pipeline? That's bullspend, and marketers are calling it out in Dashboard Confessions.
My boss asked for results, so I opened my dashboard for the only positive-sounding metric I had: impressions.
Cut the bull spend. See revenue, not just reach. LinkedIn delivers the highest return on ad spend of major ad networks. Advertise on LinkedIn. Spend $250 on your first campaign and get a $250 credit. Go to linkedin.com/campaign. Terms and conditions apply.
Starting a business can seem like a daunting task, unless you have a partner like Shopify. They have the tools you need to start and grow your business. From designing a website to marketing to selling and beyond, Shopify can help with everything you need. There's a reason millions of companies like Mattel, Heinz, and Allbirds continue to trust and use them. With Shopify on your side, turn your big business idea into... Sign up for your $1 per month trial at shopify.com/special offer.
Hello and welcome to episode 345 of the Filmmakers Podcast. This is a podcast where we talk
filmmaking,
from indie film to studio films and
high-end TV and everything in between.
How to get them made, how to make them, and how to try not to
royally F them up.
In our very, very humble opinion. Today on the show, we have the director, Coky Giedroyc. She is the director of the brand new Take That musical, or based around the songs of Take That, Greatest Days. Coky is an absolute leading light. She's one of the leading British TV and film directors, and she's also an active mentor of young women in the film industry.
And a lovely human being to boot.
She is absolutely delightful. She has directed, and I'm just going to list some of these TV shows out for you. Murder Most Horrid, Silent Witness, William and Mary, Blackpool, The Virgin Queen, Oliver Twist, Wuthering Heights, Sherlock, The Nativity, The Hour, What Remains, Penny Dreadful, Reckless, Hemlock Grove, Gypsy, Good Behaviour, Harlot, and Save Me. That is just some of her TV credits. In film, she has directed Stella Does Tricks, Women Talking Dirty, How to Build a Girl, which was Caitlin Moran's brilliant book that was adapted for the film, which starred Beanie Feldstein and was produced by Monumental Lionsgate and Film 4. And she is the director of Greatest Days, the fantastic new musical. It's a feature adaptation of The Band, which was a West End musical, and it features the songs of Take That. Oh, yes! We loved it, didn't we, Dom?
We did. It was tremendous fun, and I extremely enjoyed the musical, and I enjoyed the whole thing, really, very much. I thought it was just a fantastic film.
And we do mention this at the start of the episode that myself and Dom might have got a little teary during the screening of this film, Greatest Days. Who does it star, Dom Lenoir?
It stars Aisling Bea, Matthew McNulty, Alice Lowe, Emma Amos, fantastic upcoming talent Lara McDonald, Jade Adams, Ziggy Heath, Mark Wootton, and wildly eccentric friend of ours, Lindsay Bennett-Thompson.
Absolutely. It is written by Tim Firth, and it's produced by Jane Hooks, Kate Solomon, Carl Sporeri, Viviana Vizani, and the fantastic Danny Perkins. Danny has produced Attack the Block, 71, Carol. He's just a really cool guy. And it is lensed by cinematographer Mike Ely. So, what do we talk about on the podcast, on what can our lovely listener learn?
Our listeners will learn what it's like to shoot in a foreign country, guiding new actors through the filming process, choreographing big set pieces, and financing a big budget film outside of the studio system.
They will also learn what it's like to build experience and learn the craft of TV directing, what it was like filming a musical, and especially a Take That musical with amazing songs thrown into boot, what that was like. And also, she gives you some amazing advice if you're breaking in as a filmmaker. This was a lot of fun.
We've also got some exciting games for our audience to play.
Yes.
So, 2 games. The first game is midway through the interview. Coky was delivered a cup of tea and cake. I managed to diagnose the cake by sight alone. which I was quite impressed with myself for. Mid-interview.
Everyone listening is impressed right now.
Can you guess what the flavour of the cake was in advance? This is at the Soho Hotel, so we're talking about a fairly fancy cake. It's not going to be a chocolate roll or something. It's going to be something good.
Chocolate roll! I love this. This is a game that you wanted to play. By the way, this was filmed as well, so it will be on YouTube. So you will be able to see this.
Yeah, you'll be able to see the cake. Yeah.
For the podcast listeners, great little game for you. There is a second game, though.
Yeah.
Dom, what is the second...
Even better game.
Even better game, yes. Please be better.
The second game is how many Take That song puns did I manage to put into the interview? And it wasn't a short number. It was less than I'd anticipated, but I did put quite a few in.
Make a little guess now, a little mental note in your head of how many times Dom did a Take That song pun. Right? Just think now in your head. You know how many puns Dom likes to throw in anyway. Now imagine someone's egging him on a little bit. So just think now how many it is. You might be wrong. You might be wrong.
If you get the number right, then you'll get myself and Giles to serenade you a Take That song.
I like that. Could it be magic?
Yes, it could be.
Started already.
Yeah, I fucked that one up in the interview as well, actually.
Yes, there's one. You know there's one.
Yeah, there is one.
Yeah. So apart from that, this... on Tuesday's episode, I said this would be next Tuesday's, and we were having part 2 of our Transformers special with the director Stephen Capel Jr. and the actors as well. But what we thought we'd do, because we really like this film and we want people to go watch it in the cinema this weekend, Greatest Days, we thought we'd do this one with Coky first as a Friday special. And then come back on Tuesday with part 2 of the Transformers.
So everyone's happy.
Everyone's happy. Speaking of which, today myself and Dom sat down with another amazing director to talk about his quite incredible film.
And you'll have no quarry with this one, I tell you.
You would not. You would say that our mission was complete today.
It was.
Because it was...
Mission Impossible.
Well, yes, but it was also Christopher McQuarrie.
Yeah, it was, yes.
The director of the last 2 Mission Impossibles and the next 2. It's an hour chat we had with him. I tell you what, it is incredible. That's coming up for you soon. Not telling you when, just soon.
It's tremendous fun.
It really was. It was a joy for us. And by the way, I'm Giles Alderson. Who are you?
Dom Lenoir.
I don't think we introduced ourselves.
They know who we are. They know.
Of course they do. Okay, so what we're going to do is play the trailer of Greatest Days. So get ready for some Take That in your ear.
No, only one ear.
Well, yeah, sometimes I only listen in one ear. Reason then I can hear what else is going on around me, especially if I'm on the tube or something, so I'm aware. But also because sometimes I get earache. So that's nice, isn't it?
Good to know.
I need some of those noise-cancelling headphones. So if anyone out there wants to sponsor me and give me some, then please.
Yeah.
I'm very available for some. So.
Or we could get some for other people when you're around.
Oh, I love it. This is my greatest day, and here is the director of Greatest Days, Coky Giedroyc. She will be coming up for you with myself and Dom, chatting about how she made this amazing movie after the trailer, because we're going to play that now.
I'm sure after our preamble you're ready to get ready for it.
Oh my gosh. Was that your first Take That? Does that count as a first Take That pun?
I think it should count, yeah. I mean, what do you want from me?
Oh no, that's 2. Oh, stop it.
Swear on the band, we're never going to lose touch. 1, 2, 3.
Win tickets to see your favourite boy band reunite in Athens. Are you ready?
I am ready.
Today this could be.
Are you screaming yet, Rachel O'Flynn?
The greatest day.
Big fan, eh, Rachel?
I'm their biggest fan of the whole entire world.
Do you know who you're going to take with you to see the boys?
It's 25 years.
Double trouble?
Where is Rachel?
Here I am.
You ladies are up front.
Aye, 3 of them are on brink of divorce.
They're not, are they?
They will be when I get up there.
Just the 4 of you, yeah?
We've come a long way, but we're not too sure where we've been.
Tighten your bra straps, girls.
Oh, I'm nervous and a bit sweaty.
Let's do this!
Forget where you're coming from. Pretend that it's all real. Someday, soon this will all be someone else's dream. This will be someone else's dream. Come so far, and we hope for more.
Hello, hi.
How you doing?
Good, how are you?
Nice to meet you.
We're rolling. When the tea comes, we'll just... Can we slide
We
it
can make
in?
a thing of it.
We'll make a thing of it.
We'll
Yeah,
serve tea
thank
as
you,
part of the
please.
episode.
Tea
That's
is
fine.
coming.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Thank you.
We've done more outrageous
I'm
things.
parched. Hope you two talk to each other a lot in this podcast.
Yeah, well, we try not to.
Yeah.
No, but we do.
We'll have fun.
We have fun, yeah, it's all that. First of all, thank you for chatting with us on the Filmmakers Podcast, and welcome.
Thank you for having me. It's brilliant. I'm really pleased to be here.
It was a real surprise to us because we were definitely holding back the tears, though. Take that joke there. But it's been a long time since actually a film hit me that hard.
Wow,
and
really?
especially going into a musical, it's not what I immediately expect. Yeah, so it was a real.
You did another take that pun as well in there.
Yeah,
I was the same, but I wasn't holding back. I was literally crying.
Were you?
And I was
good.
literally trying to hide my tears from him, and then I looked across and saw him going the same.
Both of us with our eyes,
pretending, coughing.
I mean, I think it's really impressive because effectively it is a film about women growing up as friends and then grown up women. Yet I found it incredibly relatable.
I hope that's what I hoped for, and that's what I just really, really wanted, was that it would just kind of cut through, whether you're a Take That fan or not, whether you're a young woman or a really old woman or any kind of person, that you would sort of, it's a universal story, isn't it? And it's about friendship, and it's about that moment in your life where you just feel immortal and young and anything is possible. And I just feel like anyone can relate to that and remember that. And people have come to me after seeing the film and they've sort of said, my God, I'm going to ring my friends that I've lost touch with. I'm going to do it right now.
Yeah, I was literally doing the same thing. Yeah. It's like thinking about my best friend from school and thinking like, oh, we've fallen out of touch. Like, this is the time to... I mean, that's an astonishing thing to get out of a film. Really?
Yeah. It's the Tim Firth magic.
Okay. Yeah.
He's an amazingly emotional writer, and he's also incredibly kind of collaborative. So when I came on board, he just sort of welcomed me in, and I had very strong feelings about what I wanted from the story. Take the kind of music and the big set pieces and put them to one side. I just felt it had to stand as a really powerful story, and so. The script was kind of pretty much based on his musical, The Band, and together we crafted it to make it really kind of like cinematic and hit the right beats at the right moments. And you telling me that you're moved by it is really, really, it makes me so happy because I never wanted it to be niche. I never wanted it to be just for the Take Thaters or just for women or just for women of a certain age. I'm too old for Take That, that was like after me. And I'm in. I'm totally there now, having worked on it and seen the project and seen them in concert. I'm just totally there.
You're a fan now. Did you see the musical, The Band, first? No. So they came to you, I suppose. Whoever this elusive they is, came to you and sort of said, "Look, we want to turn this into a film." Was that when you first heard of the script?
Yes, okay. And I could have seen it. But I really didn't want to because I just sort of felt like I had to come in and really, see it as a fresh thing right from zero, let's just kind of reinvent it in a way. and not be too beholden to the musical in a funny sort of way. I've done adaptations a lot in my life, and it's almost like you have to have a kind of like brief conversation with the original material and then just move on.
Sure.
And how did you find the balance between, because I mean, the musical numbers and the fun side of it is like a 10 out of 10 for fun. It really doesn't hold back. It's completely in your face. It's really enjoyable. And yet you're also balancing it with these very sort of touching, portraits of grief, of friendship, relationships. How do you find that balance in the script? Was that a difficult process? Was it difficult in the directing as well?
So my feeling is that you can never have the light without the shade. I did a film before this one called How to Build a Girl, and I worked with Caitlin Moran, and we used to have this ongoing like head to head high noon argument where she'd go, I want it to be, I'm not going to swear on your podcast, but she'd go, I want it to be hilarious.
You can swear.
She'd say, I want it to be effing hilarious. And I'd go, yeah, but it's got to be heartbreaking. And she'd say, hilarious. I go, heartbreaking. And we sort of had this tussle. And to be honest, that is what I believe. I mean, I believe it's both. And in Greatest Days, I feel like, the laughs are, they are good jokes. And they kind of create a sort of world where the sadness can kind of be tucked underneath. That's what I feel.
Yeah, and you did it brilliantly. How much work do you do with a writer at that stage on How to Build a Girl and on Greatest Days with Tim?
Yeah.
How much do you delve into? Are you, is it really quite the two of you going at it? Like you said, you did with the peaks and troughs there with Caitlin.
Yeah.
Was it the same with a lot of your stuff, but certainly on this with Tim?
Kate Solomon was also involved. She was part of the producing team. So it was the three of us, and we would dig right in. Yeah. I mean, it became about, words and punctuation. It's weird how it gets like that. Yes. At the beginning, it's kind of the big broad brushstrokes, and it's like love, 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 and all that kind of thing. And then, you start digging into the scenes, and you kind of go, so would that character say that at that point, or how would they say it, or wouldn't one of the other friends say it, or wouldn't the other ones know that she'd think that? It's really forensic. And actually, when you take the songs out, the story is quite lean. There's not a huge amount of story. So it has to absolutely hit. It has to be meaningful. And it's really amazing. I showed it this week in Clitheroe. We went back to Clitheroe to thank the town for welcoming us. Yeah. And I sat next to this kind of this old geezer who'd accompanied his wife, and he was not like he was there, supportive, but he's not going to be that interested in the film. And I could literally feel when the story dropped with him, and he just relaxed, and he was like you guys. By the end, he had his finger there. So the tears just trickled down.
Yes.
It's so amazing to feel the power of the where the story hit, and like the satisfaction of that is amazing.
Do you think, I mean, you talked about contrast, and I completely agree. I think if a film is one note sad, you don't get sad at all, actually. You need to be along, the comedy is a mask for the sadness a lot of the time. Also, there's a contrast. You didn't go into the characters to be entirely positive in their relationships with each other, which is both very true and also very relatable. How much did you work with those actors to develop their characters to be very three-dimensional and have a mixture of sort of positive and negative traits?
That's really interesting. I mean, Aisling, we'll start with Aisling. She's amazing, and she's a writer and a comedian, And so she came in with some really good suggestions and really strong feelings about how things should work. So with her, it was about kind of folding in her ideas. Sometimes, she'd have like, oh, I'm Irish, the syntax wouldn't be like that. I wouldn't say it like that. I'd phrase it a different way, or the joke would be back to front or something. She was very, very kind of technical. With the young girls, they were pretty much all brand new. We did a massive open call for casting, and they needed much more kind of guidance. And so for the three-dimensionality with them, I would actually just jump in often while we were filming, because you know, if they don't have all the techniques of training, it's me catching it instinctively. So I would sometimes jump in, and it's weird. I have different ways of working with different actors, but I would sort of provoke a response, or I would kind of suggest something that would throw them off a little bit so that they would, you know, feel unsettled in a moment. You know, it's weird. So that was very instinctive. With Aisling, it was really forensic and really kind of technical. It just depended. The boys, the 5 boys, they were amazing because they were dancers. So with them, it was kind of like, how do we find your characters through physicality? You know. But I did love this idea that you got to know the flaws of the characters, and you got to see that actually, you know, no one is just perfect, and no one is squeaky clean, and everyone has kind of doubts and worries and like agenda. You know what I mean? It was cleverly crafted that way.
And in that, do you, when you're first setting out on that journey, and you have now just cast the girls and the boys, are you now, okay, let's talk about individual characters. Let's go through that rehearsal time, I suppose. It's so precious, and that we often don't get.
Yeah.
And he gets thrown, right, we're in Greece, you come down, you know, and sometimes, I don't know, but what does that mean? What does that, and sometimes the rehearsal time is perfect for doing that.
Yeah.
Do you like to develop in that time? Do you like to talk to the actors then?
Yeah.
Talk us through your process of, before you get to set, of how it works for you with the camera team, but also with the actors as well.
So, in film and television particularly, you know, you don't get a hell of a lot of rehearsal time. But the joy of this was that it's a musical, so I had a lot of rehearsal time for the song and dance routines. So weirdly, I had loads and loads of time with all the performers. Not all of it sitting talking about what your role is and your backstory, but being with them, seeing their physicality, seeing how they made each other laugh, kind of who was the funny one in the group, who was the leader, who was the kind of slightly serious one, who did their homework, who didn't. You know, it was like we had weeks and weeks of that. And I would sit there quite often in the kind of dance rehearsals, and I would just watch them and sort of see how these groups were forming. And that was really amazing and really, really kind of useful. I would then have time sitting in a room, and it would be talking mainly. I don't really get the scenes up in rehearsal. I love that time for, you know, gaining trust and kind of finding a way to kind of fold them in, make them feel comfortable asking me anything. You know, it goes such a long way, because when you're really, really slamming it on set, if they trust you and they feel comfortable with you, sometimes it can just be a look or a shrug or something, and you know what that person's feeling. I'm very kind of like close and hands-on with the actors. I love actors. I'm in awe of them, actually. And they are, you know, they're everything for me. They're carrying the film. I mean, they're like...
Yes. How do you deal with it when it's an issue, when there might be a problem arise, when it's difficult between the, you know, everything's going great when it's great, but what happens with when it doesn't, and there's that, you're jarring between the two. How do you find those moments, and what do you do to overcome them?
I'm quite an old bird, and I've been doing it a long time, and I've raised 3 kids, and so I suppose what I do is I kind of dig deep into, you know, how I am with my family, how I am around people I love, and how, you know, because when you're on a film, you all become really close, and it becomes a very, very sort of tight-knit band. And so I can be firm, I can be quite strict at times. You know, we had a little couple of moments between the girls where things got a little bit, you know, testy. So I'd go in and I would just, I don't know, I suppose
Have a little bit of patience.
Yes.
I've got 100. I'm being really restrained.
I'd sort of go, it's fine to have your little moment, but now park it to one side, come in, pull your big girl pants on and get on with the scene. You know, I mean, it's literally, it can be that. Or it can be come to one side and we'll chat things through and calm things down.
Was it a challenge shooting abroad? I mean, I've found when you go abroad, there's another level of pressure because it's an alien world. It's different crews that you're used to. It's different sort of systems. Even the catering or the crew services work in different ways. But at the same time, you have this magic because you've all transported yourself to somewhere else.
Yeah.
It really is a journey for both the actors and the crew and yourself. How was that experience of shooting abroad? Was it something you just took in your stride, or did it really help everyone?
Greece was amazing. I mean, it was boiling hot for a start, which is I love. Not everyone loved, but I loved it. It was boiling hot, and the crew were really, really on it. So that was brilliant. That was a tick. One thing about filming abroad, especially with a bunch of gorgeous young people, is that everyone gets a bit giddy and they start like clubbing, partying, going out. They didn't misbehave, my lot, but it was sort of like slightly wrangling.
Yes.
Wrangling and holding the energies and keeping it real and keeping it about the work. And that was interesting. They did have a great time, honestly. You know, it was like a massive deal for all of them. And it's sort of, I guess, it goes to your head a little bit. But they were amazing. They were all completely brilliant and worked like absolute Trojans, all of them. Big work ethic among dancers and the young'uns.
You have to sort of, bring them on your side and go, look, we know you want to have fun and do your thing, but at the same time, your face is going to be on screen forever in this scene.
Good clean fun and in bed by 10.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
Look after yourself as well, because we need you for the scenes tomorrow. And,
yes, I know.
But they get giddy and excited because they think they can burn the candle at both ends, which you do at a young age as well, and old age as well.
They're all young.
Yeah, they're all young, and there's pretty people around, and footloose and fancy free, which can be difficult. But you just need to manage it brilliantly. And like I say, me and Dom really love this film. I think it's absolutely fantastic.
Thank
you. Deserves all its success, which I hope comes its way. We were talking there a little bit about, working with actors on that side of it. What about crew then?
In Greece?
Not just in Greece, but in general. How do you like to work with your DPs and your wonderful crew? You've got a cup of tea.
Is that a pistachio kind of rose cake?
Yes.
It looks like it.
Do you mind me having that?
No, of course, please. Go ahead.
Sorry.
I'm just excited by the cake. It looks...
Do you want to have some?
No.
Dom loves cake.
I'm just a cake enthusiast.
He really is.
And I feel like I'm good at diagnosing what a cake is.
I can pay Dom in cake sometimes.
You can.
Dom, have some, please.
No, it's okay.
Try it.
Men in cake would be your
Thank you.
for you.
Anything goes on the Filmmakers podcast.
Yeah. So yes, crews. Yeah, working with your DP on set. How is that relationship different to actors for you?
Well, I'm just kind of in awe of all the creatives around me, and my thing is just always to kind of try and unlock the thing in them that's going to make them blossom. Because that's what filmmaking is. It's just totally that. It's about everybody being at their full-on best and pointing in the same direction. And my job is to kind of make sure we're all pointing the same way, but not kind of squish anyone down and control anyone. I'm just not interested in that kind of work. I really love it when people kind of offer things or disagree with me or bring in a whole new angle on something. My designer, Amanda, is a very strong woman, and she's Kiwi, and she just does not suffer fools. She's very blunt, and she'll just tell me, gives it to me both barrels. And, we had this whole thing around the sequence in the magic bus. Do you remember? Relight?
Yeah, I love the bus.
The bus. So originally it was going to be, a massive kind of CGI number. And it was going to be a bus that actually exploded and morphed.
Wow.
Into a chariot, and it was going to be surrounded by other chariots.
Yeah.
And be bowling down the motorway with kind of all this bells and whistles. And as the budget became real, we had to kind of redesign it and rethink it. And so it started as a bus that sort of semi-morphed, and then it started as a bus that, would have some things flying out of it and some explosions. And in the end, she just broke it to me. She said, listen, I can give you 3 sides of the bus. and a few poles. And I said, can you upholster the seats? And she said, yes, I can do that. And that was it. No front of the bus, no moving, no motorway. Wow. And so it was literally kind of reinvent, reimagine, kind of turn this dance into something fantastical. So I dug deep, and I remembered going to see Magic Mike when I was the musical, when I was kind of prepping for this.
Sure.
And I thought, let's just go pole dance. Let's just get the boys in some amazing leather outfits. That sounds fun next door.
They've got Magic Mike next door.
That's what's happening. He's gyrating right now. What'll be worse is if they can't hear this. You're doing such a great job on the sound. They're like, what are they talking about? I'll have to add on.
We'll ADR it later.
Me and him will do it. Magic Mike style.
I mean, I thought it was one of the most one of the most seamless transitions actually in the whole film. Like when it happened, I was like, oh, how's it doing that? Like, because it was. The way the lights sort of came on and it became neon, then suddenly it's okay, now we're in a sort of a sound stage and it's opening up into a stage. But it was done in such, it was almost like story beats that just lured you in, and
so
it was
glad
it was very successful.
It was classic.
Sure.
For those, so just to let our listeners know, for those, the bus did open up.
Yes.
No spoilers or anything here, of course, but and then the fact that became the sort of stage to play in, and I thought, like you say, sometimes when there's major problems on a set, you find brilliant answers because of it. And now it's like a huge set piece in the movie. And I'm sure you're very proud of it, but how fantastic.
I absolutely loved it. And it was kind of like, in a funny way, it was like the most satisfying of the song and dance routines because we'd struggled so hard. And, right to the end in post, when I was deciding on, I just didn't want too much CGI. I just didn't want too many effects in this film. I wanted it to be really lo-fi and really kind of fun and funny. And I wanted people to feel like you felt, oh, right, that's what we're doing. Okay, hey, the sides are swinging out.
Yes.
Yeah.
And here we are, And
that was it. We were laughing so much. And it was a press screening, and obviously they're often very stiff press screens. They don't want to let you know how they feel just in case they give it a bad review. And we go, but you were laughing throughout the whole thing. But me and Dom don't care because we like talking to filmmakers for us. That's what it's about. So we were laughing our heads off, having a great time, giggling away.
Good.
The bus conductor being one of the great moments as well. So much fun.
And I think it just adds, because they're having such a time of their life, and because you did go so full in, it really does cement the characters so well.
Yeah, it's just their inner life, isn't it? Manifested. That's the thing. It's I think that's exactly what it is. It's their kind of like, the magic realism is just what's in them, and it just needs a little trigger and out it pops. And it comes out in different ways, different shapes, colours, sizes, different kind of madcap things.
Yeah, bit of magic.
Yes.
So,
could it be magic
though?
Could it be magic?
Damn it, you failed. Wrong job.
So in terms of what was in the script versus what you shot versus what you edited, was it roughly the same? Like, were you like pretty precise in terms of how it looked on paper versus how it kind of ended up? Were there many notes as you sort of got into the edit? Like, can you talk about that? Maybe pick-up days?
Yeah. Well, I storyboard everything myself, so I draw it all. Yeah.
Oh, cool. Have you got good at drawing? Because I'm still terrible. And mine, it's literally stick figures. Is it one thing that you've...
I could draw anyway.
Oh, okay.
But not brilliantly. Right. I draw, it comes out like a sort of weird graphic novel. Wow. So, that sounds better than it is. Seriously, I get you get the sort of rectangles on a sheet, which is your frames. Yes. And I start like in the frame. And then as I get excited, they burst out and characters are just kind of like jumping out of the frame, or a close-up is too big for a frame. And it's my way, weirdly, of kind of getting the feeling of the scenes and what's happening. So if I've got kind of characters dancing down the side of the storyboard, I remember that that's going to last longer and that's going to mean something a little bit different. And if something's contained in the frame, it's formal and it's choreographed, and you know what I mean? It's just a free way. It's a free form way of me prepping. And it's the worst bit of the whole process because it's so hard. It's so hard to sit there with a blank page and just...
Oh, because you could do anything at that point.
Yeah.
Could be a close-up, could be a wide, could be a tracking shot. It's like your imagination at that point could be anything.
Totally. Yeah. And And I sit and I sweat, basically, for 2 weeks. It was about 2 weeks on this film. And dreaded every day, get up in the morning and go, oh. But actually, it's where I have all my good ideas. It's definitely where I have all the kind of, the big ideas, really. So I've drawn it. And as I go along and as the process goes on and things change and locations might change or the budget might shrink or, you cast it differently or something, I've always got this kind of graphic novel version of the film, which is my go-to. It's really interesting. Once I'm really tired on set and it's like 11 o'clock at night and I'm halfway through and we're out of kind of chronological order and everyone's knackered and they turn to me and they go, well, what are we doing? I have this thing, which is like when I was calm and quiet and sitting on my own, that's what I thought about this scene. It's incredibly helpful. And so on a big film like this, which I shot in 7 weeks, by the way, which is pretty lean.
Yes.
On a big film like this, I had to really, really prep hard. I had to know absolutely where I was going all the time and how I could shorten things, how I could navigate things. If this kind of setup didn't work, I'd have to know that I could do it in a one-er or cut part of it, whatever.
Yeah, all those cheats that you need as a filmmaker to know, because like you say, otherwise you go, well, I need to stick to my rule, but actually suddenly you've got 5 minutes.
No, and the prep makes you free, because when I know I've prepped, I know I can do what you're saying. I can just, be inventive on the spot.
Yes.
And did you feel like you had to be very flexible to support the kind of up and coming actors, especially, and allow them freedom? So if the camera was feeling rigid for what they wanted to do, you changed the camera. Like how do you kind of find that balance? Was there much you needed to sort of alter in terms of cinematography?
We never. I mean, the way I work, I don't actually kind of force the actors to do anything. Unless I'm deep in a scene and we've already set a lot of kind of, things in place. So Mike Ely, amazing DOP, he and I will talk about a kind of journey that we want for a scene or for a group of scenes. Then I'll bring the actors in and we'll block it together. And Mike will then kind of adjust how he thinks he should shoot it, and I adjust how I think those two things should meet. I try not to sort of, especially with young actors and dancers, I try not to be too prescriptive. I mean, that doesn't always work, obviously. Something like Shine, the big Busby Berkeley one, we had, because of where the light was and the sun was going down, we had to put the tracks in one place.
Right.
But I like to be freer than that, really. To keep a sense of like fluidity and a sense of the actors being able to change their minds.
Yeah, that freedom is so important. Like I say, you do your homework and you've prepped everything, then you can go, okay, well, actually, this might work better. But then you've got your backups. Interestingly, on your storyboards, did you show them to anyone else?
Yeah, I always do.
You always do? Okay.
Yeah. And they always go, Coky, amazing, brilliant. And they just look at them.
What does it mean?
Yeah.
How is that?
What is that? Is that a close-up? Is that
no,
bursting through 3D?
Yeah, literally. So it's very interesting, the people that, kind of like actually decode them. Amanda's used to them now, my designer. And my script supervisor, who I've worked with for 15 years, she knows what they mean.
So do you do a lot of collaboration sort of ongoing? Like how much of your crew do you like to look for fresh kind of talent, and how much do you like to stick with the same kind of people?
I like mostly to work with new people because I really love it. And so I'd never worked with Mike before. And that was just an amazing experience.
Great.
He's just wonderful, wonderful guy. Very, very, very beautiful lighting and very creative, but also incredibly efficient and quick, which is what we needed. But then there are a couple that Non, my supervisor, my script soup, I'll always try and work with her because she just knows me and understands me, and I do need someone on the set because being a director is quite lonely in a weird way. You're just like a solo bod. Everyone's got their teams and their gangs, and actually it's quite kind of solitary. And so she is my pal.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes the DP and the first can be your pals, but they've got other groups to pal with.
Yeah.
They've got their teams, and you're kind of going, hey, anyone?
Yeah. Camera team's always pretty tight.
Camera teams are tight. So yeah. How do you navigate that world? You know, you've like I said, you've been doing this a long time.
Yeah.
How was it when you first started? Navigating?
Scary. I mean, it was the 80s, and there were very few female directors. And, I mean, seriously, very few. 3, 4. Mm-hmm. And I left film school, and I shaved my head, and I wore a suit. And I thought, that's how I'm going to do it. I'm just going to de-sex myself.
Did it work?
Kind of did. Yeah, I'm here. I guess. Yeah. It was weird. And I just didn't, from that moment, I just never really kind of thought of myself as gendered. You know, it's funny saying that sitting here kind of like all dolled up for the premiere and everything, but like on set I am just
a director.
Yeah. And I just that. And I just guess I never had any real problems, I'm so happy to say. You know, I was never horribly treated or mistreated. It's been an amazing journey. It's very hard though to hold my own.
So how did you break in, like in terms of getting your first kind of directing jobs or first jobs in the film industry in general? Like how did that process work?
From uni, I went to film school, but it was just 1 year because that's all I could afford. So it's a 1 year intensive, and I came out, and I figured to myself, I'm not going to work my way up. I'm not going to do anything other than directing, and it was purely total naivety. I had no idea. None of my family were in show business then. Didn't know how it worked. So I thought, I'm just going to be a director. So what I did is I got a job in the West End, and I was the back end of a crocodile in a show.
Oh, I've done that too.
Have you?
Yeah.
Or the back end or the front?
I was both. So I was lucky. But it's the costume.
Giles crocodile.
Giles crocodile. I was done. It's in. Yes. So you were the back end, though.
Yes,
That's weird why you needed two ends. I'm like...
Amazing. I've never met anyone that's done it before.
Really?
And that was where
Peter Pan I won, but yeah.
Yeah, Peter Pan.
Peter Pan,
yes.
Yeah.
Imagine if it was the same one.
Yeah,
different ends of the...
I was
crocodile.
But, so I hid in that job.
Literally?
Literally.
Yeah,
literally. Yeah. And for about a year, and just went for kind of like, pitched myself for like interviews. Mm-hmm. And me and my friend got a short film on Thames Television, and that's how we started. It was just a little short that he produced and I directed, and it was in the era when a lot of short films could be shown on different channels. It was brilliant, actually. So I became the queen of the shorts. I did about 10.
Wow.
For Channel 4, Thames TV, never for the BBC, and it just grew from then. Right. And then I did loads of documentary stuff and arts programming, and sort of moved away from drama and then came back to it much later.
Were they paying for those shorts at the time?
Not really.
No.
Oh, no. I was always having a side hustle.
Yeah,
somewhere else.
Else, it never stops.
Waitressing and down in those days.
Whatever you can do to get by. That's a really interesting journey, because you've done so much amazing TV as well in your time. It's been incredible. Save Me was fantastic.
Oh, I know. I just came in on the coattails of that. I was lucky. I did the finale. Yeah. I was such a fan.
But the finale was amazing.
Thank you.
It was amazing.
We won the BAFTA.
Yeah, I know. But it deserved it, because it was great. Did that help, all the TV stuff? Because again, it's a different cycle too than, with the Girl movie and Greatest Days.
Yeah.
Because it is it's the same medium, but it's kind of different.
Yeah, it is different.
Talk us through that and how you managed to navigate the two.
Yeah, it's so different. I love television. I'm such a fan of TV. I just think it's an incredible art form. And what it is for me is that I slot into a machine. And also, by the way, in the UK, it is the industry, isn't it? I mean, it's phenomenal. So I slot in, I get paid, jobs are good, and the TX date is planned. I gather all my folk, off we go. I love it. Yeah. Film is just a...
Don't get paid.
There's no end date. Might not get made.
Literally. Yeah. It's a wild beast, a film. It just roams around. It kind of growls around the place. Sometimes it's there. Sometimes it just wanders off. Oh my God. And on this film, we had to navigate the whole pandemic because we were heading into production in March 2020.
Huh. Wow.
And so we just had tons and tons of stopping, starting, casting, regrouping. Oh my gosh. It was, but I just always felt with Greatest Days, I just felt it had to be made. It was really weird. And a couple of other films came my way and sort of went off. Mm-hmm. And it just stayed. It had to be made.
And what was the process in terms of the actually making this, like the financing, the who you needed for the cast, those kinds of questions? Was it always quite straightforward? You were, okay, here's the director, we like you for this, let's make it. There was money in place, or was it much more complicated?
There was money in place in going into March 2020, and then the whole cinema industry imploded. Mm-hmm. And so we had to completely reshape the financing. And the financing was always there for Take That. But it was a question really of then, how much we could make it for and how much more we could bring in. And you'd have to ask Danny about the intricacies of how the finance came together.
An amazing producer, right?
Yeah, amazing guy. And he pieced it together, oh my God, by the end of his fingernails. Because it's like, this film is an independent film with no studio, no streamer. It's a rare breed now.
Very.
A film of this size, you know what I mean? It was kind of like hard to hold our nerve. And in the end, it was some Swiss financiers came in just with the final kind of like hard equity. Yeah. But Amazon were great. They came on board as well.
Okay.
And they promised us a really good cinema window. So we've got this brilliant cinema release for it. And then it'll go on to Amazon.
Amazing. On that, then, when you're pitching in those rooms, have you got better at pitching? Is there anything that you have learnt that works for you or doesn't? Any little tricks in terms of, especially on the Greatest Days, and maybe you're going in with the finances, you're going in with Amazon. So how do you play those?
It's a good question. I've got better at just being myself. Weirdly, I think in the early days, shaving head, wearing a suit, I sort of felt I had to be somebody and be a persona and had to sort of sell something, and I over prepared for interviews and pitches. And then actually I remember what it was. I went on a little workshop with Mike Figgis, this brilliant director.
Oh, Mike Figgis, of course. Yeah.
And he gave a little masterclass in pitching. And I think it was him who said to me, just trust that they want you. Trust that as you go into the room, they actually want it to be you. You don't have to fight so hard. And that was a brilliant piece of advice, actually. I mentor a lot now, and I have a lot of, young filmmakers who I try and help. And that's one piece of advice I think that's quite useful, because often the nerves can kind of charge in before you.
Yes.
I had some disastrous pitches in the early days.
What went wrong?
Yeah.
I mean, is it
a couple of working title meetings? Oh, wow. Very interesting. It was just fear. It was just the fear and nerves was what went wrong. And I suppose the mind was racing. You know that thing, and you're not able to actually say the thing you mean. And I think that was what it was. And I would sort of start saying something and then not know how to backpedal and say what I really meant. And,
or over-explaining. I feel like that's one of the biggest mistakes is people they'll just talk the story and you'll give the story in like a minute or two, and that's great, and then they'll just keep going, and then you see the attention just like slowly waning and like going down, and you're actually selling them off the project because you've left that kind of wanting them more. It's gone.
I bet it's nerves. I bet it is, honestly, because it's the sort of turbocharged adrenaline. And over prepping.
Well, I think it's a very intimidating situation, isn't it? I mean, I guess it's the same for actors when they go in for auditions.
Yeah.
But you've got this kind of, often it's a very formal boardroom-like sort of table, three people who maybe have had a long day. Oh. You sort of waltz in, and you're like this sort of single entity who has to then suddenly fit in and feel comfortable.
I know.
Do you feel like just by doing it over and over again, that got rid of those nerves?
Yes, and also I think it's kind of like it's not overthinking it. Actually, I used to think that I'd have to have an answer for everything and just, almost prepare lines that I would say and things that I would say. And actually, I found lockdown really difficult. I found Zoom calls really difficult because actually it became artificial.
Yes.
And I think that's what I'm talking about. I think I used to do that. If I was pitching, it was an artificial version of me. And when I started to relax a little bit more, it came with confidence. Actually, I could just go in and explain exactly what I felt. I went for a chat about a film recently, and I honestly think I completely put them off because I was too honest.
Oh.
But that's good because I shouldn't make a film if I'm not thinking the same thing as them. You know what I mean?
Absolutely right. And I think that's where filmmakers can fall down, is you're trying to fit into a box what they want, but actually you're not going to make that film.
Yes.
So therefore later it's going to be a major problem.
Yeah.
Whereas let's get these problems out of the way now. If not for each other, no problem.
Yeah.
But we work so hard to get those opportunities that then you go, God, this is an opportunity, I've got to make the rest of it.
Yeah.
But actually it's not always the right fit.
Yeah, it's not always the right fit, and it's so much better to sit in your own space and feel confident that that's where you are and what you're doing. I mean, it's navigating the edit of Greatest Days was not straightforward, and it's holding your nerve.
Was there a lot of sort of Amazon notes, or thoughts, or from the producing side?
It was from the producing side, and it was honestly some really good notes as well. So I'm good at spotting a good one, but because it's going to make the film better.
Yeah,
it's like Tim Firth. Tim, who loves this film, is so proud of it. I mean, he says, blimey, if someone can give me a good idea, I'm having it. So in the edit process, I love a really good note, and I'm good at listening to them, but you have to hold your nerve because it's amazing how many small incremental things can just change a film completely. You know, guys. It just falls through your fingers little by little, tiny note by tiny note, and you're kind of like, where's the film gone?
Especially in the script stage as well, actually.
Yeah.
Just maybe we can just change this and this, and then over months, it's like, oh, hang on, this has just become something that I didn't want to make in the first place.
Yeah, totally.
What are some of the most sort of challenging moments of your career? Maybe where you thought, okay, I'm not sure I'm going to make this, or I'm not going to achieve this goal. Were there any moments like that?
Greatest Days.
Okay, yeah.
Greatest Days was originally kind of 11-week shoot, and that was tight. So going down to 7 weeks was honestly really challenging because I didn't want to compromise on the ambition of it. And we didn't drop a single song, and we didn't drop a single dance routine. We just held them all in place. And we shot the finale in under a day, the whole thing. So it's stuff like that. I mean, so I guess it's because that's recent history. It feels like that was the biggest challenge. Yeah. But when I called cut, I just fell on the floor. The final cut, the final wrap. Yeah. I just fell down because I just was like, oh my God.
How did we do it? What have I got as well? You don't know. Because you're like, did I get all the coverage? Will it work?
Are we missing anything?
Yes, are we missing anything? Yeah. Did you do pickups? Did you have a chance to go back and at least do a couple? No, nothing. You've done so well. That's incredible.
Seriously.
Oh, wow.
But it is I don't want to pull the gender thing, but as a young female director in the 80s, you couldn't fail. That was the thing. You just had to be really, really good. And I learned then to just prep to oblivion so that I just never... I'm a bit more relaxed now, thank God.
Just don't fail.
Just try not to do anything wrong. There's no room for wrong.
Yeah, no, there's no room for wrong. Which is, I can't imagine like putting this from 17 to Kate coming down to 11 to 7, and it just that feeling again is just really difficult, and then you've just got to keep cutting corners, and I think
you just need a bit of time.
You need a bit of patience.
Yes.
And it's cutting those. It's like you set out for this huge store, and you go, we're going to make this film, and it just cuts away at you, and you as the director are the one that gets chipped at the most. So you're the tree that falls down at the end onto your knees. And finally then, because this has been amazing, thank you so much for your time. For that bit of advice, someone starting out then, as a director, as a producer, what would you now say, looking back, would you potentially do differently to help them?
Oh, I would say, for a start, keep knocking on the door. because when I was at uni, I wasn't even at film school. I knew that I'd done the wrong thing and I should have gone to art school or whatever. And I knew I'd made a mistake. And so I went down and tried to join the Film Society. And there was a bunch of biochemists who ran the Film Society, like with a ring of steel around it. I don't know why. And I just kept going back and like banging on the door. And in the end, they were so fed up with this middle class female person knocking on the door, demanding to kind of like have a go. They let me in and we became really good friends and had an amazing time. And honestly, that combined with the prepping, you know, just don't ever wing at anything. That's what I say to all my mentees, you know. And when they come and they shadow me and they come on set, I give them homework and I sometimes let them direct scenes. In Save Me, my mentee directed a scene.
Amazing.
She just was freaked. I said, right, your turn, put the headphones on her, off you go, to direct Lenny James.
Fantastic.
I know. And she's now working. You know, you just gotta do the work and graft and not take no. Sounds a cliche, but it does work.
There we go. Well, this has been one of our greatest days.
Oh,
So, we really enjoyed the movie.
Yeah,
so
really enjoyed the movie.
Thank you
hope
so
it a
much.
massive success.
Thank you.
So
Thank you. It's lovely to meet you both.
Thank
Thank
you. Have an
you.
amazing premiere.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, good.
Thanks, guys.
A million pun songs. By Dom Lenoir.
Just every guy, just like every guy.
No one knows those songs. They're so niche. They're so niche. Everyone's like, was that a take that pun? There's hundreds, by the way. You've just taken the lyrics. So every time Dom speaks, there's bound to be a pun. Yeah.
Oh, I'd like to state that Coky did very kindly share the cake with me. After diagnosing the cake with much enthusiasm, I was offered the cake and felt like I'd be a bit rude to deprive her of said cake with my over enthusiasm. But at the end of it, she just broke it in half and gave it to me because she knew what I was after. So I was very happy with that. Thank you, Coky.
Yeah, you should.
It was a lovely cake as well, thanks to the hotel.
A million crumb songs were all over the floor.
Crumbelievable.
Dom is back for good, ladies and gentlemen. Right, so Dom, what I'd like to do now is don't say goodbye.
Oh, I won't.
Right. No one knows that. It's a very niche Take That song. I've joined your world. Yeah. Right, go out there, make
Never
films.
Forget.
Go out there, relight my fire, and go make your films. Make it happen this week for you.
Big love.
Until Tuesday, when we have the Transformers special
Part 2
with Stephen Capel Jr. And the wonderful actors who are Anthony Ramos and Dominique Fishback. And get ready for a really cool photo we have of them that we're going to put on our socials. For now, though, take care. Take that. And take care. Bye-bye.
Lost your own joke there.
I have to.
Someone has to.
Don't say goodbye.
Right.
Bye.
I won't.
Okay, bye, Dom. You eating cake?
No, I was having a drink.
Oh.